Hi, I'm Bob Liodice, President and CEO of the Association of National Advertisers. Today I'd like to spend a few moments talking about food marketing to children. Earlier this week, there was a presidential task force report on childhood obesity. Now, food advertising to kids has been the subject of a lot of conversation over the past few years, and rightly so. Marketers had the opportunity to become more responsible, and in fact, a couple of years ago, the marketing community collaboratively created the Food and Beverage Initiative, which covers roughly 80% of advertising and marketing to children. Part of the core tenets of that Food and Beverage Initiative, which was done voluntarily, basically focused that of marketing to children, advertisers had essentially had to devote 50% of their spend to healthy and nutritional messages. Now, this was a sea change for a lot of marketers to children, and it was overseen and continues to be overseen by the National Advertising Review Council, which is our self-regulatory body. Each and every year, marketers must forward plans for review by the National Advertising Review Council, and at the end of every year they need to report and be accountable to ensure that their marketing plans that were executed were consistent with that ingoing plan. So there is a well-respected process that's in place. And in fact, it was so well done that countries in the European Union, Brazil, and several in Asia have adopted this approach, the Food and Beverage Initiative, as ways of dealing with marketing to children. This was truly a substantial breakthrough. As I said, it was done on a voluntary basis, and it essentially tried to get at becoming more socially responsible in this arena. However, the past few months there have been a couple of disturbing things that have come out of the government. Because out of several reports, a working group, and I'm going to read this, the working group released guidelines in December that would apply to children under the ages of 17 and would dictate the amount of fat, sugar, and sodium in foods advertised to children. This draft proposal called on voluntary bans on any foods that did not meet the criteria provided in the draft. Unfortunately, after careful review, it is clear that the proposal would ban most advertising on soups, cereals, peanut butter, non-100% fruit juices, yogurts, and numerous other products. Folks, let's be reasonable here. We're getting a little carried away. While the focus on obesity for children is critical and dire, and it is important that we have this conversation, let's act like reasonable people here. People that ask for voluntary bans on advertising for these particular foods and other erroneous recommendations cross the line. We'll do our share. We have done our share. As an industry, we have stepped forward and have been responsible. But let's get this straight. America needs to change its dietary habits. And this is about the will of the people doing something that's better, whether it includes better diet, more exercise, etc. The marketers have continued to do their share and will continue to play a role. But proposals such as these are not necessarily constructive. In fact, they're not constructive at all. So what they need to do is to come forward, present reasonable and rational proposals, and then let us have reasonable and rational discussions and debate with the food industry. Thank you very much.